Decades of severe weather experience here for you when it counts. This is Doc Deason's Weather, live now.
Good afternoon, everybody. 12:29 coming up on 12:30. We have tornado warning active now for some of our southeastern counties. The folks in deep East Texas, we've been talking about this being probably the hot spot for tornadic development here as Beryl continues to bring her remnant further inland and provides a pretty good environment for circulations to spin up. These things, as we go through the afternoon, the ones we're dealing with now and anything we're going to deal with into the future, those are going to be pretty quick movers. They're going to be pretty discreet and hard to really pin down. So we want to, give them the amount of caution that they deserve, but we also want to understand that there could be some things in there that are not as readily apparent, but besides the tornado threat, the stronger winds in any of these bands that come across are going to be pretty stout, at least in at times and in particular spots. It won't last real long in a lot of cases, but it will cross and could be some issues, especially this afternoon as we get the ground more and more saturated. And we have the soil looser and a bit more susceptible to winds that might not necessarily be severe weather criteria, but still enough to cause some problems and pull some trees down. Especially, that's my bigger concern out of all this is going to be what the combination of the heavy rain and also the wind can do. And then, by the way, you got the tornado threat as well. Tornado watch out for most of the area. That's going to run. It's a bit longer watch as far as the fuse on this thing goes. It's going to go until 10 o'clock tonight. Storm Prediction Center does those longer fuse watches during these types of tropical events when things move and are going to be a little bit longer in duration than what we normally see around these parts with traditional severe weather type situations. So keep that in mind as well. Let's take a look at radar real fast, and as we do that, I'm going to pull me down and pull that up. So here we are as it stands currently. We've got showers and a heavier rainfall really concentrated over the south and the southern parts of the area, and then that tornado threat, which includes the tornado warning for folks in the southeastern part of Shelby County. This will be right there along Toledo Bend. And really, as these bands kind of race northward, there'll be some little circulations in there that could produce a tornado. They're moving pretty fast again, so they won't last at any one location very long. But they will be capable of doing some tornado-type damage in there, and just kind of a general disruptor as they have the wind, minus any tornadic element in there that's also going to be a problem. So let's look at this. We'll just pull this onto a side-by-side real fast and see if anything really sticks out more than something else. Probably a little circulation there south of Highway 21 there. There's Sabinetown. You can see that little pocket in there potentially that could be producing something. So again, these things are going to be moving pretty fast. The forward speed on this from the Weather Service, they're saying northwest at 50 miles an hour. So, like I said, stuff's not going to be around at your particular location very long before they scoot well north and west. And a lot of this stuff this afternoon, if you saw the tornado watch box posted earlier on Facebook, at least, I made mention of that. The general storm motion on this stuff is going to be northwesterly at 45, I think we thought at the time, but these things here are moving at around 50 miles an hour. So let's just not in the polygon itself. Here's Toledo Bend Reservoir. So a lot of this is going to lean over into the Louisiana side of things. But as the storms move northwest, they'll clip, which is kind of our 26-county area that borders up and includes those counties along the Texas-Louisiana border. You guys in Center are not in the warning per se at the moment. Neither you guys in Huxley, but folks in that extreme southeastern part of what would be Shelby County are. And then you got hefty rainfall there. St. Augustine right now. There's another circulation down just south of our area into Jasper County, kind of that northeastern piece of Jasper County along the Jasper-Newton County line right now. Again, that stuff moving northward. All this stuff's going to be moving northward in this particular area here. And then you have somewhat of a break over southern Nacogdoches County and as well as southern sections of what would be Angelina County. But the rain gets highly concentrated there over northern St. Augustine County, the northwestern two-thirds of Shelby County, if you want to call it that. Exceptionally heavy rainfall there north of the city of Nacogdoches right now. Right there, north of 21 and north of Highway 7. You guys, Appleby, you're seeing that right now. Again, nothing tornadic in this, but some pretty decent wind, probably 40 to 50 mile an hour winds in there potentially at times. You folks in Cushing seeing the same thing. Kaylee says she's already lost power in Chapel Hill. Well, that's probably a sign of things to come too. Kayla, unfortunately, with as wet as the ground is, that's going to be something we have to deal with this type of thing. Again, it's not going to take as much wind as it would maybe otherwise, given a drier environment, to pull some additional trees down. I don't know, we're all still kind of recouping in my general area from the heavy rainfall and the wind damage that we had a couple of weeks ago. So we kind of more insult on top of the injury there. Let's see here. We got a lot of folks who are checking in. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate that, man. Angela said it's pretty windy in Lufkin right now. Thanks, Angela, for being there in Angelina County. Appreciate that. Upshur County getting windy, Michael. Okay, thanks for that. Power's out, Elizabeth says, in Hudson. They're outside of Lufkin. Okay, not surprised. I think we'll see these power outages more concentrated across the southern areas initially, but that will spread northward. The remnant of Beryl continues to come north, and you guys into that southern part of the area will get first crack at it before those of us further to the north do. The tornado watch box, just thinking about that here for a second, to watch does not include you guys, Henderson County or Van Zandt County. Obviously, more of the eastern part of Smith County as opposed to western Smith, but they'll go ahead and include the entire county in there. So those of us here in Tyler, and then especially back to the east. And again, otherwise, as far as rainfall concentration is concerned and the intensity, Highway 82 up there towards Paris, and closer into that southern part of Rusk County and southwestern parts of Panola County right now. So again, came on just to talk about this tornado warning, which does cover the eastern third, I guess, of Sabine County and the extreme southeastern portion of Shelby County. And these things are going to be hard to see. They are going to be moving quickly. So it's a really tough call for the folks at the Weather Service, because just as soon as the thing gets in there into at least one particular spot, it's moving 50 miles an hour and shrouded in rain anyway. So it's tough for spotters and whatnot to really be able to provide a whole lot of help in these kinds of situations. But you can make the warning the best you can and give folks a heads up as best you can to do that with the tornado watch box that's out and just the overall understanding that this is going to be something we'll have to watch throughout the afternoon. Weather Service is going to, looks like they're reissuing a tornado warning now for southeastern Shelby County. Let's see if we can take a look at right there with that.
Tornado warning.
All right, so this again includes southeastern Shelby, eastern St. Augustine, and southwestern Sabine County. So this will take into account area further to the west from what that initial warning covered. It goes to 1:30. Severe thunderstorm capable of a tornado located over Browndell or 12 miles northeast of Ebenezer, moving north at 50 miles an hour. All right, again, fast movers today. So we'll take that and understand that process going forward. And as we've been talking about, and SPC kind of alluded to that yesterday, the tornado potential is going to be most concentrated over these eastern and southeastern counties today, due primarily to their proximity. We have the new one that does include you guys in the city of St. Augustine proper. So we got a couple of boxes here, and it gets a little confusing. But this storm that was down into Jasper County continues to move north, and on that general path, kind of right up Highway 96. So you guys there in that area of mindful of that. Let's put this into motion real quick, and we'll see if we can spin that up. And if we can't spin it up on this one, we'll do it on do that on the radar scope. Let's just pull that over here instead. All right, we'll get tighter in here. Looking at this from the Shreveport radar, takes an incredible amount of radar power to be able to penetrate these storms. There are private operators out there that do their own radars, and they do an admirable job, but in situations like this, you really need that penetrating power from a Weather Service radar, and this is one of those situations where you really appreciate that for what it does, because the amount of moisture out there that these things are having to punch through, it's a chore. So again, we're looking at velocity products on the right. We're looking at the. Let me move this over here a little bit so I'm not covering up. There we go. So velocity product on the right, the general reflectivity pattern on the left there. All right, so here's St. Augustine, there's Pineland, there's Browndell. So right up Highway 96, if you guys are in that portion of St. Augustine County and or Sabine County, just to be in that safe spot as soon as this thing, or until this thing passes. And it will be quite shrouded in rain. I'm quite sure of that. So Randy's on 96 north, just past St. Augustine. High winds and really heavy rain. Okay, Randy, thank you for that, man. Appreciate it. Any estimate on the rain, on the wind is great, but I know that's a tough call. But just glad you're there. Be safe. You got this thing coming up on your 6 there. All right. See here. Nina said she heard from her kids down at Galveston, inland coast, lots of trees down, no power. Yeah, it's going to be a power issue down there for a couple of days. They'll have a ton of folks in that area staged and ready to go. It'll be similar to what we had here in Tyler and Smith County and surrounding areas with that big power outage that we had a couple weeks ago. Kelly asking about Panola County and potential for tornadoes. I mean, yeah, your areas, we just kind of generally want to be mindful in that Panola County, Shelby County, Sabine, St. Augustine, Nacogdoches County, that pocket down there is going to be a bit more prone to it. Not that we're going to exclude concern for areas further to the north, although areas further to the west will be much less affected by that piece of the puzzle as far as that's concerned. So again, tornado warnings for eastern Sabine County, western Sabine County, St. Augustine County, extreme southern Shelby County, and that is where they sit right now. You guys in Nacogdoches, kind of a little bit of a donut hole there for the time being. You got heavy rain to the north of you. You got some heavier showers coming in from the south. And then Lufkin pretty covered up with heavy rainfall over a good chunk of the county at the moment. And again, this stuff will continue moving to the north. So places like Henderson, True, Bullard, White House, as this stuff arcs. Here's a loop of it real quick. So as it spins up, you can see how this stuff continues to move northward in these heavier bands here. Really starting to get into some of the meat of where that heavy rain is. Had about a quarter inch probably here at the house since 7 o'clock this morning. Rain started here a little bit before 9 o'clock, the light rain in Tyler at least. You bet, Angela. Rain in Marshall, as we speak, and it'll gradually increase in intensity through the afternoon. Asking if we're going to hit in Tyler as much as we did a couple weeks ago. Oberlin, I don't think it's going to be to that degree necessarily, but it'll be something that we will want to be. We will kind of keep our eyes about us and be mindful of what it is that we're dealing with, which is going to be probably more, at least in Tyler, the form of some moderate to occasionally gusty winds and some hefty rainfall. But that tornado threat, again, increases as you move further east from Tyler and southeast over towards those deep East Texas counties and really the folks who are along the Texas-Louisiana border, especially. Absolutely, Tori, thanks. Yeah, tell Brooklyn hi for me as well. Yeah, Candace says her husband's a lineman and already out in the NAC area. Okay. Glad that he is there. Golly. Madison asking about Van. The further west you go, the less the effects are going to be on this. See if we can. Well, not sure where that went. All right, so let's see what we did there. I want to close that out and restart it. Radar is ingesting a lot of stuff. So let's see if we can get that radar scope back fired up. Oh, that's why we're not seeing it, because it zoomed out all the way. All right. That's probably good for the system, though. All right, so let's pull up the Houston radar real fast, and so there's HGX. All right, so look at the radar loop, and it'll spin up here in a second. So you can kind of make out here. Notice how everything is rotating around what looks like a common axis down there, somewhere south of Huntsville. All right, so that's our center of circulation. The east side, if you draw a line straight up and down through the center of this circulation here, that east side of the circulation is going to be where the more dynamic things are going to happen. Tornadoes, really, really heavy rainfall, the wind. They're usually kind of loaded on that east side of the circulation. So the western side, we refer to that oftentimes as the cleaner side of the storm, or the clean side of the storm, doesn't get nearly the effects that the east side of it does. Call that the dirty side. We referred to that a couple times, I think yesterday, when we were looking and kind of talking about what we would expect to see. So if you'll notice, that plays itself out here. The east side of the storm is where the tornado warnings are currently situated at, even the flash flood warnings down towards Beaumont. West side of it, not quite as impressive. Now, immediately around that circulation, you can get some impressive stuff. But as a general rule, we want to keep an eye on this area off to off to the east of that circulation. Okay, so again, that's a Houston radar, so things look a little bit offset because of how far south that radar is. So let's go back to Shreveport, and that'll put things in a little bit more of a current and accurate perspective for us here. All right. So let's got the take shelter alert on the phone down there in St. Augustine. Okay, good deal. Good to operate from that perspective here for a while. So warnings, we have 2 of them, both tornado, both heading north at a pretty good clip. Neither really include the city of Hemphill proper, kind of flanking you guys on either side. This one running up 96. Hefty rain there near Pineland. That'll be moving up the 96 corridor there, and we'll cross 103 here shortly. So the Weather Service is looking at three circulations, they say, in this Sabine County tornado, which are probably this, and maybe that there. Northwest. Kind of hard to make out. Something down there, though, all along just west of 96. Be something there. Something back due south of Huxley. Hey, Randy, glad to be here, man. Thank you. So I would just say, give these areas of greater reflectivity, give that the respect that you would give that tornadoes and any tornado circulation. I think that's probably going to be the best rule of thumb for the time being. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it, man. But you guys south of Center, between St. Augustine and Center, you got some heavy rainfall moving your direction right now. It's that little pocket of heavy reflectivity right there along 96. That's going to continue kind of arcing more northwest. But if I'm in Center, especially on the south side of Center, be aware that's coming up from your south, and very well may pass really close to the city of Center proper. Thanks, Lynn. Appreciate that. So we're 12:54. We're just kind of continuing to watch these things as these tornado warnings are issued. We have 2 of those now. If you're just hopping on with us, that would be the storms over St. Augustine County, as well as the ones that are straddling the Sabine County line between Texas and Louisiana. And, you know, the strongest of tornadoes. It's not a day where you've got these high-end destructive type tornadoes in play. But again, it doesn't take a ton out of a tornado to pull a tree down. And if a tree falls on just the right spot with just the right soul underneath it, that's a huge problem. So we want to keep that in our thought as we go through the afternoon and work through this tornado watch box, which again is going to be in place until well after dark tonight, as this system continues to come northward. The daytime heating oftentimes will help to kind of throttle these things a little bit more. So that'll be something we'll deal with until 8:45, 9 o'clock. I mean, we saw fireworks last week at a little after 9 o'clock. You had to get to 9:10 before you really had complete darkness. So we're losing daylight each day, but we're still not to the point to where we're going to be, seeing this stuff just die down at 6:30, 7 o'clock by any stretch. We're gonna be a good ways past that. Looks like Weather Service is also going to bring another tornado warning into place here momentarily. So we'll see how they plan to align that, but they seem to be readying for something at the moment. So we'll stand by and wait for that. Bed asking about, do I think 6-inch rain for most of East Texas is accurate, specifically Gilmer and Tyler? I think 4 to 6, 7 inches of rain is not out of the question. These things have a lot of moisture to work with. That tropical moisture that comes northward is not even something that we necessarily deal with here. And we're used to it being humid and having a lot of stuff laid into the atmosphere. But these situations like this are especially, there's a lot of moisture there to work with. And so that's something that we have to be aware of and appreciative of. All right, stand by for a new tornado warning. Let's roll that.
Tornado warning.
Okay, Weather Service going with tornado warning for southwestern Rusk County. That's going to include also northwestern Nacogdoches and east central Cherokee County. We're going to run that until 1:15. Tornado-producing storm located near Trawick, or about 16 miles northwest of Nacogdoches, moving west at 55 miles an hour. All right. So we are pulling these things. So this will be north of Nacogdoches proper. All right. Northwest of Nac. Runs till 1:15. All right, so let's get something in here potentially. So I think what we have is going to be probably in this area of near Cushing at the moment. That's where this thing will be, looks like most likely situated. And again, on this one, the movement is going to be more westerly at 55 miles an hour. So that brings up a whole other set of parameters that we need to understand. With the circulation around these things, these things rotate counterclockwise, okay, in the northern hemisphere. So whereas most of your weather in our part of the world comes in from west to east, the rotation around this axis is going to be more like this. All right. So depending on where you are in relation to that axis, the weather is going to be moving either maybe southwest to northeast on the south side of the circulation. You get a little bit further displaced out from that, and things could be moving a little bit more southeast to northwest or east to west, like we have in this case here. So it's important to keep that in mind as we get into the afternoon, because some things may be coming in from the back door, so to speak, as opposed to the direction you're used to things moving because of how they're oriented around that common axis. Okay, so in this particular case here, this storm, you can see southwestern Rusk County, northwestern Nacogdoches County, east central Cherokee County. But notice that moving west at 55 miles an hour. All right, so don't let that catch you off guard if you're in southwestern Rusk County and you see the storm down near Cushing and you're thinking, well, we're all right. Well, not in this case, okay, because of that movement. We need to kind of keep ourselves apprised of that. So this thing moving more west to northwest. All right. So another piece of the pie here, so to speak, this afternoon. Hefty rainfall there along it would be the Cherokee Nacogdoches County line there. You guys in Sackle, there's 204. There's Recklaw. There's Shady Grove. There's a Toy. So this will probably moving just north. You guys in a Toy, the 343 area. Okay, I got some people down inside that polygon in a Toy and down to Lilbert. There's Looneyville. So again, this thing moving more west, not the general northeast. There's no easterly component to this thing right now. So we want to be mindful of that. Don't get caught off guard with it. Two. Thanks, Rose. Appreciate that. You got some folks asking about Tyler. I'm seeing a lot of comments in here, so forgive me for being a little bit slow to respond. As far as Tyler goes, we got heavier rain moving into southeastern and eastern Smith County right now. Nothing severe per se in the Tyler area at the moment, but the rain intensity is going to increase as we go through the next couple of hours. So this will give you a little quick look at where things are and how the general space is trending as far as location and heavier rainfall. Much heavier stuff down southeastern counties at the moment, and that will continue to come northward gradually as everything rotates around this central. All right, so here's where the warnings are. Tornado warnings there for southeastern Cherokee County, extreme northwestern Nacogdoches County, southwestern Henderson County. You guys in Henderson County, or Rusk County, I should say, some heavy rainfall there. anything in these hotter areas on the radar, something to be mindful of. All right, and let's speaking of, stand by one.
Tornado warning.
Okay, new tornado warning now. The Tyler Noah Weather Radio is toning out for this at the moment, so we'll have a lot of folks getting in the loop on it. This will include southeastern Smith County, southwestern Panola County, southwestern Rusk County, and north-central Cherokee County until 1:45. So it's 1:05 now. Tornado storm capable of a tornado located near Minden or 8 miles south of Henderson, and that's moving northwest at 40 miles an hour. Okay, so again, we're going to include more real estate here. We get into southeastern Smith County with this one. This will include, the polygon does include the city of Henderson, and it will include folks in Troop and ARP, as we talked about a second ago. As if a lot of folks are just kind of hopping on here, you need to understand that these things are going to be moving in a little bit unorthodox fashion. All right, we're moved to everything coming in or moving from kind of a south to north or southwest to northeast pattern, okay, or a northwest to southeast pattern. That's how things normally roll around this part of the world. Well, not today, with everything kind of orbiting around this center of circulation. So this thing here moving northwest at 40 miles an hour. Let's see what we can see with the velocity product. That's probably going to be for this thing right here, I'm betting. See that? That's probably what we're looking at here as far as the reason for the warning. So that will take it, again, moving northwest at 40. So that'll cross Highway 79, probably passes just south of the city of Henderson. But that is our target for the moment as far as this new warning is concerned. So we're at 107. We've got multiple tornado warnings in play. You guys in Smith County, I know a lot of folks do get those alerts on their phone. This does not include Tyler, doesn't include Chapel Hill. You guys in Rusk County, this will pass most likely just south of the city of Henderson. Let's get back over here on Radar Omega. 59 here. All right, so this thing is going to roll northwest, back northwest, okay? So we'll continue watching this thing as it moves northwest, crosses you guys Highway 42, runs north-south through Rusk County. Whatever we have is going to be back here close to 259 at this point, moving northwest. So as you can see, the moment in play, this fifth one really over into Louisiana, really clips Sabine County. And let's talk about this here for a second while we are at it. Just kind of review those tornado safety, kind of our safety rules when it comes to that. We want to be at the centermost part of the structure of the building that you're in. You want to be on the lowest floor of that building, obviously. Second story is not preferred. Want to be down low. Small interior rooms or closets are good. Bathtubs are great. Get you a heavy blanket, comforter, something like that. Throw that over the top of you. Avoid windows as well. Windows are going to be your weakest point in that structure. All right, you want to avoid large open rooms like gymnasiums or big auditoriums, things like that. With school being out, we've got folks in more a lot of times those smaller profile settings as opposed to in school in some kind of a larger room or something along those lines. We don't want to seek shelter under an overpass for sure. Those are not good places to get. Vehicles are obviously not a good option either. Never mind the flash flood threat that you're going to end up dealing with these things, because they're usually going to be accompanied by some hefty rainfall. Mobile homes, not a good place to be. We want to get ourselves into more of a fortified structure. The tornado watch box hopefully gave you some lead time on that. And that's going to be a place we want to probably hang out for the rest of the day and well into the evening hours tonight, just with the additional potential for tornadoes here during the evening hours. All right, shoes and helmets. Shoes are non-negotiable. Helmets, if you got them, are nice. But the shoes, obviously, we want to be prepared to make tracks if we need to, and or if we have to deal with an area that's been affected and we need to vacate. So let's be sure we have ourselves in a good position to move and not have to go over a ton of things that could hurt our feet. All right. Sometimes it seems like common sense, but obviously it's a leisurely time of the year. A lot of folks are doing things that they might not, and in places they might not ordinarily be if we were 2, 3, 4 months down the line. So let's see here what we got. All right, so let's get back onto the radar. Give me 1 second here to check on something real quick, and I will be right back. Stand by one. Yes, sir. I will here in a few, man. Let me do a live broadcast here real quick. Everything okay? Okay, I'll be out here in a little bit, okay? Thanks, Burns. Okay. All right. So, Weather Service is going to keep all of these, at least keep these warnings in place for the time being. Again, movement on these things is going to be not what you're accustomed to. They're going to be moving fast, and they're going to be shrouded in rain. So let's keep that in mind as we watch these things try to roll along here. They're going to be hard to detect. They're going to come in and come out. They may not be organized and producing for the entirety of the warning life cycle, but they will at least have shown the potential to produce, and so the Weather Service is going to issue those warnings as quick as they can determine they are there, and we'll need to exercise caution in these affected areas until either the warning is canceled or it expires. So your conditions in your local area will change pretty rapidly, all that to say, if you are near one of these things. Thanks for watching from Connecticut, Linda. Appreciate that. Lisa asking about Laneville. I would just keep my head down in that part of Rusk County here for the time being, Lisa. Hefty rain in this thing. If we have a circulation, it's going to be, a lot of times they're going to be kind of discreet. Could be a circulation as discreet as this little guy right here west of Henderson, and then something additionally right here west of 259 Could be something there as well. So it looks. Was it 12, 15? There's a lot of stuff cooking out there. I think this is this one right here. Oh, 9, 16. No, that's not it. It's this one right here. Yeah. 15. Yeah. All right. Tornado warning for southwestern Panola, central Rusk, northwestern Shelby. Storm capable of a tornado located over Timpson or 15 miles northwest of center, moving northwest at 45. All right. So right here. See that? Right just north side of Timpson. So this thing's going to be moving again northwest. We'll call it northwest at 45 to 50 miles an hour. So this will be north side of Timpson. So he's going to be moving quick. It's going to be there over Timpson, and then it's going to be rolling northwest. Okay? You can make that out. See that little donut hole right there over Timpson? So there it goes. It'll be in and out of the county pretty quick. But you guys northwest of Timpson need to be in that tornado safe spot right now. Okay? The polygon does include folks in Panola County. This will be south of Gary City, though. Okay? I was down in that area about a week ago. So let's give it a little bit broader look so you can see that. That shows up nicely on the radar, too. So I'm just going to leave that there for a second so you can make that out. And again, if you're just now hopping on, these things are not moving west to east like they normally do in our part of the world. Okay? Everything's rotating around that common axis, which is the center of barrel. And we'll catch some people off guard because they're going to think they're downstream of it when they're in fact upstream. Okay? Number of polygons here. Okay? We got the one over southeastern Panola County, eastern Shelby County. We got the St. Augustine County one. We got this one north of Timpson. And we've got this one that is just off to the west of that one. We got this. Let's look at this right here. No, like the other way. There you go. All right, so tornado warning continues for southeastern Panola and northeastern Shelby counties. 118 confirmed tornado near Joaquin or 11 miles northwest of center, moving northwest at 45. All right, so this is an observed one. That's going to be right in here, I bet. You can kind of make out that circulation. Let's see what we have on the velocity. Yeah, south of, see that? See this right here? We're looking at velocity. Velocity on the right-hand side, regular reflectivity on the left. See this little couplet right here? So that's an observed tornado there. Northeast to center. This will be over kind of some of those rural areas of Shelby County. All right, northeastern Shelby. All right. I need to step out for 1 second or for a few seconds and check on something. I'm going to leave the radar up. And I will be right back in a minute here. All right? You guys hang tight. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. The southeastern Smith County area. As these heavier bands continue to arc north and northwest. All right. You guys in Sabine County for now, y'all are, you've got a small residual tornado warning that's really impacting folks in northern St. Augustine County at the moment. But there's some additional circulation down there in the Jasper County, which will stay off to your south and west. There's this thing over right there, really along the Panola and Shelby County line right now, which I would imagine this is going to be where the circulation is at. Ashley got sirens in Overton. Okay, thanks for that. No tornado warning for Tyler, Christy. No warning for Tyler. Smith County is on the northwest edge of a tornado warning, but nothing that includes the city of Tyler at the moment. Southeastern Smith County, a troop over to ARP, Overton. That's as far northwest as the warning goes itself. Okay? You bet, Christy. Marcus DeSoto Parish. Okay. Watching from Jacksonville, Atlanta. Good deal. Thanks for that. You guys are fine in that part of Cherokee County. Yeah, these sirens at Overton have got a lot of folks spooked, understandably so. But I appreciate them doing that with the motion on this thing. Let's look at that one too, just at the moment. If there is something there, I would say, at least at the moment, I'm really suspicious of whatever's going on there just west of Henderson right now. Okay, see this little area north of 79? That's the airport. That little X right there is going to be the Rusk County Airport. All right, so this will be west of the airport, which means this will be 42. I think that's 42 right there. White House sirens are going off, Ashley? Okay. You bet, Shelley. Oh, okay. All right. So you're being told that those are probably the Overton sirens that you're hearing from White House. Okay. All right. So we're at 128. Let's check back in on this southeastern Panola County situation real quick. Oh, that's my problem. Okay. Thanks for being there in Vicksburg, Samuel. Appreciate that very much. Good place there. Got hit by some softball hail in Vicksburg trying to come back from a conference last year. All right, so let's see here. New tornado warning coming out.
Tornado warning.
Okay, new tornado warning for south central Panola County out of western Shelby County and north central St. Augustine County until 2 o'clock. Storm capable of tornado near Neweyville or 8 miles south of center, moving north at 85 miles an hour. So let's get in on that one. South of center, huh? All right, so that is this guy here. Wow, 85 miles an hour. I haven't seen anything move that fast in a long time. So this will be This will include the city of Center. You guys are in the box on that. Trying to be sure that I'm positioning this so you can see both sides of that radar and not be covered up by my picture. So you guys, 8 miles south of Center, moving north at 85. So they'll include north central St. Augustine, western Shelby, and south central Panola County. That'll be for this box right here. That's going to run up. It does include folks in Timpson, does include Tanahal. Right up just the south side of Gary City. This will be radar indicated, not visual confirmation. Here in Sirens and White House, Savannah and Megan. I know earlier I was told that some people thought they were hearing sirens, but they may have been the Overton sirens, but I'm not sure if that's the case with you guys or not. So you folks in Center, especially south of Center, west of Center, need to be in that tornado safe place here for the next 20, 25 minutes. And then eventually you guys that are west and northwest of Center also. Sirens and White House for sure, Logan. Okay, thanks for that. This is why we talk about the tornado potential on the east side of these storms. White House is not officially in that polygon for southeastern Smith County, at least at the moment. But with these things rotating like they are and moving the way they are, doesn't mean that can't be brought further to the west. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. Okay. Wind's picking up, Kayla, in Chapel Hill. All right. Not surprised by that. We don't have much wind here at the moment. I see you, Bobby. Brook Hill looks fine for right now, man. You just want to keep an eye on anything that's going to be off to your east and or your southeast. Okay, but nothing going in the Bullard area at the moment. Feel free to text me, man, if you need more. Okay. Tanner asking about sirens in the city. That varies by city. I would imagine probably someone at dispatch or the police department would have a handle on some of that kind of thing, and they'll have their own specific protocols in place to determine when they don't fire those things up. But that'll be on a case by case basis and a city by city basis. These things are moving quick, and so it's a bit of a challenge, and they're also moving like we've been talking about, different than we see on a lot of days. Their motion is almost reversed from what you would expect. So stuff's coming up out of a direction that you wouldn't expect, and so that can throw some things off too, depending on how they're seeing this stuff. So they got observed tornado over in Louisiana. That is not including our area. So southeastern Panola County, still involved in that tornado warning. Northwestern Shelby County. All right. So as these things continue to roll to the west, we need to be mindful here into further to the west into Smith County, as well as north and over into the Longview area and into Gregg County. No warnings out yet any further to the west than Overton and Troup, but as these bands continue to rotate, let's put the radar into motion. You can see how this stuff is moving, okay? It's not moving in a traditional fashion. Let's see here. Weather Service is canceling a couple of these counties out, which is good. South Central Panola, Western Shelby, St. Augustine counties canceled. So that's good. That pulls a lot of real estate off of the board. So we got 3 really in our area still in play. Southeastern Smith, northeastern Cherokee County, that northwestern northwestern Rusk, and then in this band further off to the east, that thing that was coming out of the Gary City area, rotating back north and west. So anything in here really from just west of Carthage over to Henderson to Troup is going to be highly suspect. All right, meaning could be producing a circulation in there. Nothing confirmed, but what we are sure of is that this is moving to the northwest. And you can infer from that, you see back to the northwest, you got places like Chapel Hill and Tyler and White House and some highly populated pieces of real estate. All right. So you folks who are watching us from Tyler and that area further northwest, you need to be aware of that. The most concentrated areas, though, right now at least, are just to the east. So we will continue watching that. They are highly suspect, John. So Tana's here in Sirens White House, Runs Quarter Road, Shadowwood. Okay. So we're just going to kind of hang out and watch TV for a couple hours. What do you say? All right. This is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. So we're at 143. Weather Service coming with what looks like a new tornado warning. Let's stand by and talk about that.
Tornado warning.
All right, so South Central Harrison County now and Central Panola County. Tornado warning for you guys until 2:30. Storm capable of a tornado 9 southeast of Carthage, moving northwest at 40. So that's 9 southeast of Carthage. So that's going to be this guy right here. It's going to be this little area right here. You can kind of make out some... If you want to really look hard, try to make out a little bit of what could be some circulation there with that. So this is the southeast side of Carthage moving northwest at 40 miles an hour. So that does put Carthage, especially, and I'll just say all of Carthage, but especially that eastern side of Carthage, eastern half of Carthage in the immediate gun for this. All right. So we're talking southeast rather of Highway 59. I know we got a lot of folks with us in Panola County, and then this is going to be a pretty significant population area there in Carthage itself. So let's keep that in mind. That's moving northeast, 40 miles an hour. These things have varied anywhere from forward speed of 40 to upwards of 85 miles an hour here this afternoon. At least I've seen that so far. But like you got a substantial, okay, CC drop there near Carthage. Yeah, you sure do, don't you, man? $30.41. That Blake. It's correlation coefficient. This is something that we look at. We don't talk about it too much, but the question really becomes: does it correlate? Does it correlate to a raindrop or a piece of ice or something, akin to that, or is it a little bit? Is it something else? I.e., could it be some type of debris or something like that? Hard to know for sure, but that circulation is going to be back southeast of town, southeast of Carthage. But when you see a a spike like that on this correlation coefficient because we've broken the screen up here into 4 sections. Okay, you got the regular reflectivity up at the top left, you've got the velocity product on the top right, and then that's that correlation coefficient on the bottom right. So definitely something that kind of gets your attention there. Let's go back to the 2 box though and look at this. You see this area here, southeast of Carthage. So that, I mean, that's obviously where there's something very suspicious, and you could see that also on the reflectivity on the left-hand side. See how it just kind of has a little bit more of a bend to it. So there comes that. See that spinning up? Just like that. All right, 46, 47. So you guys in that Carthage area, just be mindful of this thing. Southeast of Carthage, moving to the northwest. Looks like it maybe just misses downtown Carthage, but folks on the east side of Carthage definitely want you guys to be in that safe place. Give this thing some clearance. The eastern. Oof, lots to look at. So this guy here, let's take that off. So you've got this storm there southeast of Carthage. You've got another storm that is over Louisiana right now that's prompted a new tornado warning that's going to include eastern Panola County, southeastern Panola County, you want to call it that. So that is for this thing back over, near Grand Cane. So we're over in Louisiana now. I know you don't recognize a lot of these towns and whatnot, but here's Stonewall. There's Grand Cane. This thing, you see that hook right there? I mean, man, that's just, oof. Yeah, that's just more plain to the eye. So this thing is moving northeast, or they going northwest rather, at 40 miles an hour. I'm so used to saying east when I'm talking about direction of movement. So this thing is moving northwest at 40 miles an hour. So it continues moving off towards the northwest and will pass well north and east of Carthage. But if you've got people that are east of the city of Carthage over that kind of that rural, some of those rural parts of Panola County, need to be aware this thing is going to be sweeping right across, okay, out of Louisiana, okay. Jennifer says sirens going off in Marshall. Let's get back up into the I-20 corridor. So nothing in Marshall proper at the moment, but we do have storms, a couple of them that are coming into or will be coming into the county here in the next little bit, and that is going to that's going to probably fire some additional warnings off eventually, depending on how quick they move and if they can maintain that circulation. Yes. West. The Weather Service is pretty amped up about this thing west of Grand Cane right here. Winds pick it up in Flint. Okay, Tori, thanks for that. So we're at 151 right now. I see you there, Bonnie. Hold on one second. So yeah, wind picking up in Troop. Or in Flint rather. I'm not surprised by that. You see some of these heavier returns. You know, this heavier banding doesn't look as intense as the stuff over towards Troop White House area, Bonnie. Weather Service has allowed all the warnings to expire for Smith County for the time being, so that's good. I mean, you know, at first glance, nothing crazy in there for the moment. So that's good. Don asking about Upshur County. Not really much going on into Upshur County as far as I have seen. Just light rain, kind of vacillating from light rain to light to moderate rain. Heavier stuff is going to be down closer to into Gregg County, and then the really heavy stuff further south from there. Madison asking about Panola County. They're near Carthage. I would definitely, if I'm in the Carthage area, you've got two warnings that are currently involving Panola County. All right, you've got the warning for that storm that's on the west side or south east side of Carthage right now. Let's say east side of Carthage. And then you've got this thing back near Grand Cane. That looks almost like a debris signature right there. South of Keechee. See that? So that's picked something up, I think. It was there. Now it's not there, but it was there a second ago. So that's over in Louisiana. But that, let's go back a frame. See that? So that's moving northwest. The question is, you know, does it hold itself together? These things are usually not real long-lived. That's impressive. And then there it's gone. It's a good, kind of a good illustration of what we're dealing with today. Thanks, Harry. Appreciate you being there, man. Bullard is not under a tornado warning, Bobby. No warnings out for Smith County. Bullard has not been under a tornado warning so far this afternoon. Panola County is. You guys east and north of Carthage. Tornado warning for you guys. I'll be watching this stuff down around Timpson, moving north. Got the loop going here. See how this hotter cell, or this hotter band just kind of sweeps through Rusk County. About to exit out of that polygon box right now. So the Weather Service is going to continue that tornado warning for northeastern Panola County. Remember what I was talking about a while ago? How I saw something on the radar there. It looked like a debris ball. So they are confirmed large and dangerous tornado located 11 miles north of Logansport, or 14 miles northwest of Mansfield, moving northeast at 40. So again, this is a big storm right here. Miles north of Logansport. So here's Logansport right here. That's this thing right here. And it looks like it's come back again. Let's run this loop here so we're not. Yeah, it's this thing. This thing was rotating long before it ever got there. See that? And there's that debris ball again. So let's pull the. Okay, yeah, there we are. Now let's look at this thing on velocity real quick. Oh yeah, see that? Let's move that over just a shade. All right, so you guys, east of Carthage, I want to look at this.